Alita Battle Angel is coming back to theaters, with both Regal Movies and Cinemark responding to Alita Army with a re-release Alita hashtag campaign and confirming that Alita will be coming back to theaters in the United States. A big win for Alita Army. With Robert Rodriguez tweeting, "Yes, thank you Cinemark, thank you Alita Army, hashtag re-release Alita." And Jackie Earl Healy, aka Kruishka, also excited, hashtag Alita Battle Angel is getting re-released. What? Awesomeness, that is good news, hashtag Alita Army, hashtag Alita sequel. So great news all around with the director and actors from the movie supporting the sequel, supporting our efforts, and the movie coming back in theaters. We'll give you the full details on when and where it's coming out, and try to run some numbers to see exactly how much money the movie could make in its re-release. The Doctor is in. What's up guys, Doc Ito here with an Alita update. Remember to like and subscribe and hit that bell. Sign the sequel petition at 164,000 signatures and support Alita at the links below. So how did this all go down? Well, Enigma Seeker put out a video earlier in September with a re-release campaign, and we'll play that later and definitely give Enigma Seeker a follow on Twitter, and he has a YouTube channel as well. And essentially a re-release Alita hashtag campaign was born, with specifically Cinemark being targeted. And here's some of the tweets. Many people missed Alita. It'd be great to have it back. Hashtag Cinemark. So this focus campaign on October 1st was aimed at Cinemark. And with the coordinated tweets, I think there were about 5,000 tweets on October 1st with hashtag re-release Alita. Alita is an underrated gem that got overlooked. It's a film people must see, especially in IMAX 3D. Hashtag re-release Alita Cinemark. So the campaign was focused specifically at Cinemark, and Cinemark said, "Hey, Alita Army, we hear you loud and clear. Stay tuned, more info coming soon." And the exciting thing after this was that once the re-release campaign worked with Cinemark, Regal Movies also got into the mix, hearing us loud and clear the next day on October 2nd. And then Regal put October 30th as the date for the re-release and came out with this great poster adding October 30th for Alita Battle Angel. So great news for Alita getting a re-release. This will definitely help in the sequel push as more people see Alita, as more people get to catch this movie. I encourage people to tell your friends, to publicize this, let people know who feel comfortable going to movie theaters that the movie is going to be in theaters. There's been a lot of people who saw this movie on HBO or other places and did not get a chance to see it in theaters. So here is a second chance for people who are interested in going to the theater. And I know I'm looking forward to going back and hopefully catching it in IMAX if they're going to be showing it in IMAX 3D at the theater close to all of our areas. And clearly the people involved with the movie are all so excited, with actors and Rodriguez publicizing the re-release. This is definitely a good sign. And Rodriguez himself has been supporting Alita lately. Here is on September 10th for Alita Day. He publicized a cosplay compilation supporting Alita. So having the director and having the staff still fighting for Alita is definitely encouraging as we continue to hope and support an Alita sequel. And with the success of the Snyder Cut fan organized efforts, I think it's definitely encouraging for all of us to continue to fight for an Alita sequel. So how much money could Alita actually make? Well, we know we're at 404,852 currently, and with the box offices now being reduced compared to before, it's a little bit hard to predict how much money Alita will make in its re-release. And part of the issue is that Cinemark has 525 theaters and Regal with 570. So we're looking at about a little over 1,000 theaters available for watching Alita, which is why we're encouraging people to tweet at AMC Theaters to see if they could bring back Alita as well. A re-release in as many theaters as possible would be the way to go. And hopefully they can jump on the October 30th date if enough people support a re-release of Alita Battle Angel. So let's take a look at a couple other re-releases. So this is The Empire Strikes Back, one of the best movies ever. And it was re-released here in 2020, and it made about $908,000 in one weekend on September 25th. And if you look at the daily box office charts, it's making, around $100,000 a day here on October 2nd with a second weekend. Now, The Empire Strikes Back was in about 2,000 theaters when it came out, and overall, the 2020 re-release has made about 1.9 million domestic, 600,000 international. So if we're looking at 2,100 theaters in the United States, Cinemark and Regal having about 1,000 theaters, already you're looking at about half of the potential profit. So maybe taking it down to 1 million But you also have to think about the fact that this is Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, which is one of the best movies of all time with a huge following. Even with Disney and all the issues with Star Wars, there's still a huge fandom for the original true Star Wars, and Alita is probably going to be at a fraction of this. So if we're taking it down to 1 million because of number of theaters, maybe half of that would be, $500,000? $250,000 for the weekend, which, if it were the case, would be somewhere in the top 10. Now, I don't know if that's even realistic, because people are less likely to go to theaters now with all of the restrictions in place. You can't even go to theaters in some places, or at least the amount of people going in is much limited. So it could be closer to 100,000. It's hard to say. But of course, if we can publicize it, if we can get more people going to the theaters, that would be fantastic. Jurassic Park also had a re-release in 2020. It made about 1.4 million. Although a lot of this was during the summer with outdoor theaters. There are only 200 to 300 theaters available. But again, I'm anticipating hopefully somewhere in the 100,000 plus range for Alita. It might be a lot bigger. It would be fantastic if it were, but the top movie on September 25th was Tenet with only 3.4 million. So the box office is not what it was, a year and a half ago when Alita came out, but any little bit helps. I think this is more from a publicity, from a marketing standpoint. Having the movie come back is definitely a big accomplishment, and I think it would be nice if we can get 150,000 at least. That would take us over the 405 million mark, and we'll of course keep things updated and see what ends up happening. And it would be great if we could get AMC to also jump on board, as AMC has about 1,000 theaters, which would bring the total to about 2,000. So, of course, we will have to wait and see. Several articles have been written about this, with Looper jumping into the mix. Wild News just dropped for Alita. They cover the mixed reviews and the box office issues with the movie. And then covering that, it goes back in theaters. Everyone's favorite cyborg might have some surprises up her sleeve, because some pretty wild news just dropped. This is very unusual for a movie to get re-released. So, congratulations to Alita Army, to everyone. Foxfire tweeting about sharing the flyer, and so on and so forth. They focus on a few of the tweets here and talk about the fan movement that is keeping the Alita movie franchise alive, comparing it to the Snyder Cut push, and talking about the petition and everything else. Cinema Blend has been very supportive, also covers that the movie is going back in theaters. Drink the following words in deeply, Alita Army, because this is the fruit of your labors thus far. This article was written earlier when there was no concrete announcement of when it's coming back, but they've updated their website on Cinemark. As you can see, Alita Comeback Classics, October 30th, 2020. And searching your zip codes, you'll see listings already up for Thursday, October 29th. And with reserved seating, you can buy tickets already for the movie for a couple weeks from now. Now, some zip codes like Southern California, there are nothing listed, but hopefully they're just updating their system. So again, big kudos to Enigma Seeker for his support. Here he is at a Cinemark, and let's see what he said. This was a couple weeks ago that triggered a lot of this activity.
Hey, Alita Army, Enigma Seeker here. Alright, so I sent one of these to the headquarters of Cinemark, and the lady there said that she would hand this to the PR department. I also gave them my steelbook as a gift for the CEO specifically, so hopefully that encourages him, and I really recommend you guys to let Cinemark's Twitter know that we are out there. Let them know to request a re-release for Alita, so there's a chance they could do it. Hopefully giving them the steelbook and this little note here as a letter of appreciation for Cinemark will convince them to re-release, and hopefully they see our works on online as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
So big kudos to you, Enigma Seeker, and everyone who was supporting. Cinemark, tweeted this out. Hey, we hope you livened up your morning with all the tweets, and they said you did. We love the dedication. So thanks you to Cinemark and everyone, again, supporting, and do give Enigma Seeker a follow here on YouTube and on Twitter. So where do we stand from a sequel standpoint? Well, it's still complicated. We haven't had any official confirmation, of course, with the decrease in the box office numbers lately with everything that's going on. It's going to throw a wrench into the whole situation. Part of the thoughts this summer have been, Emma Watts. She was instrumental in Alita being made initially, and good friends with James Cameron and the whole team. She is now at Paramount Pictures, and part of the summer push was trying to get potentially Paramount to greenlight a sequel, which could theoretically be done, although it would be tough to get away from Disney given the sale of 20th Century Fox and merger and everything going on, but it could theoretically be done, and we'll have to see. Emma is seem to be involved with bringing back some things from the past, reviving Paramount players for Paramount, and it does seem like she's doing a good job over at Paramount Pictures. And hopefully, if things don't transpire to where we do have a sequel with Disney, Emma could be the one to work with James Cameron and Landau and everyone going forward for an Alita sequel as an alternative. Again, in my personal view now, with the box office downturn, it is a little tenuous. I'm hopeful that the box office returns, that things do get back to a level where in-theater movies can be successful, because if they're not, and if streaming becomes more prevalent, then we may have to be looking at a Disney Plus type thing for an Alita sequel or a series which won't have the same CGI effects and detail potentially as a movie would. So I'm hopeful we still get an in-theater movie, but this might take a little longer to come to fruition because of everything that's going on. I hope all of you guys have been staying safe. I know I've been posting fewer videos now with everything going on. We are still fighting for Alita, and we have great people on Twitter and YouTube with the Alita Army channel and accounts which are fighting for a sequel. We will continue to fight and support Alita because we do not stand by in the presence of evil. And Alita Army continues to have campaigns for bringing awareness to the movie. A few things we haven't covered in videos was that Alita sequel was trending in the United States and I believe worldwide. At least in the United States, this was in July with another Alita sequel trend campaign getting tens of thousands of tweets. Jai Courtney teased us all in July, posting this motion capture video, looking like he was filming potentially a sequel, saying, testing my new pair of rollerblades. This turned out to be not related to any Alita sequel, but got everybody quite excited. Alita Army also funded a billboard in Los Angeles, which got picked up by a lot of different articles. This is a Alita sequel ad down in California, around K-Town. And a lot of people saw this video, and even though a lot of people didn't see it in person, it got a lot of play in the media. So even with these billboards and various things like that, it might not be as important in person, but it's these type of campaigns that are pursued that bring a lot of coverage in the media, letting people know that Alita fans are continuing the sequel fight, and the fact that there is a lot of interest for the movie. Anytime we do something like this, it gets more people watching the movie and more people watching Alita and building more Alita fans. So congrats to Alita Army and all of the fights for the sequel and all the unique ways we have been supporting it. So I hope you all had a great day. Continue to support Alita. Everybody stay safe with these unprecedented times. And of course, we will talk to you soon. God bless. Doc out.